In his conversations with the Murdochs, with Mrs. Brooks and other News Corps people, was there ever any mention of the B-Sky-B bid?
As Rebecca Brooks said yesterday in Parliament, there was never a conversation that could have been held in front of the Select Committee. He asked me to answer the question. Perhaps he will now be transparent, as he was Culture Secretary, about all of the contacts he has had with News International over many years. I have set out the clearest possible position. It is for others now to do the same thing.
In the course of the past few minutes, the Prime Minister has been asked a simple question twice and refused to answer it. As Prime Minister, did he ever discuss the question of the B-Sky bid with News Internationals at all the meetings that they attended?
Could the Prime Minister just say whether or not, in the conversations he had, the question of the B-Sky-B takeover was mentioned?
The point I'm trying to make is this. I had no responsibility for the B-Sky-B takeover. I specifically asked to be taken out of any of the decision-making and any of the information.
Mr. Speaker, at yesterday's evidence session, Rupert Murdoch was asked about his frequent meetings with the Prime Minister and his government, at which he replied, "I wish they would leave me alone." Will the Prime Minister and his government comply with that request?
He said that he hadn't had any inappropriate discussions with News International executives regarding B-Sky-B's bid. Can I ask him which discussions he had with the said executives that he deemed were appropriate, who the executives were, and what the contents of those discussions were?
All these meetings are now published. He can look on the internet and see every single meeting that I had.
On what occasions and with whom and where, during the time since he became Prime Minister, he's ever discussed the Murdoch bid to take over B-Sky-B completely?
The discussion I had was to make sure I wasn't involved in this decision. So I didn't discuss it with the Culture Secretary. I didn't know about the timing of many of the key announcements. I wasn't involved. That was the sensible thing to do. Conduct that not necessarily was engaged in by my predecessors.
I welcome the fact that he was able to say that no inappropriate conversations took place between him and B-Sky-B. Can he tell us that no appropriate conversations about the bid took place at those meetings also?
All my conversations are appropriate.